Hello. Today we're going to be going over how you can automatically assign your employees to companies that they manage. Assigning employees to companies allows you to leverage several workflows. For example, if you have 1,000 companies and employee Bob manages 50 of those companies, assigning Bob to his 50 companies allows him to filter down to just his companies that he cares about. Or you can also restrict Bob to see only his companies if you like to do so for security, and not allow him to see other companies that he's not assigned to. Bob can also choose to receive notifications for his companies like credit status changes or when they place orders on the website. Those are just a few of the ways that you can utilize the assignment of employees to their companies. You can manually assign your employees to companies, of course, in Codeirs, but you can also have the Codeir system automatically assign your employees to the companies that they should be assigned to as well. So in this video, we're going over the automatic assignment. So let's walk through how that works. Let's go down to CRM, and then you'll see an employee assignment screen here. And basically on this screen, you'll configure what criteria the system will use in order to determine which employees get assigned to what companies. So the first setting here you'll see is the setting to enable the auto assignment. Once you turn this on, the system will automatically assign and unassign employees to their companies based on the criteria that you have set down here. You do not want to turn this on until you have all your criteria set up, because this will basically run every morning at 1 a.m. UTC time, and it will automatically assign and unassign your employees as you've chosen. So we'll wait to enable this until we've set our settings here. The first thing that you're going to choose is what you want to assign your employees by. So this is the criteria that the system will use to determine whether an employee should be assigned to, or not, to a company. So if we look at the available options here, you have inside sales rep. So basically, if you select this option, the system will assign an employee to a company if the employee is an inside sales rep for that company. You have your outside sales rep option, which means if the employee is an outside sales rep of a company, then they will be assigned to that company. And then the last option here, inside or outside sales rep, basically the system will take an employee, and if the employee is either an inside rep or an outside rep, the system will assign the employee to that company. There's different options here. I'm going to select outside sales rep just for my example here, but you can select whatever you'd like. Now, the second option here, auto unassign employees from companies. Let's say, you know, Bob was an outside sales rep of a company, but then you decided he should no longer be assigned to that company, and you're going to assign him to a different company instead. Basically, if you select this to yes, the system will auto unassign him from any companies that he is no longer assigned to via the outside sales rep. You can turn this off if you'd like, but this will make sure that Bob is always assigned to the companies that he's an outside sales rep of, and he is not left assigned to any companies that might have changed. Please keep in mind that if you select yes, you could still manually assign Bob to a company. The system only cleans up assignments that were auto-assigned. If you assign Bob manually to a company, the Codeir system will leave that assignment as you have manually assigned it. It wasn't assigned through the automated process, if that makes sense. So I'm going to leave this to yes. And then the last thing that you can configure on the screen is the notifications. So let's say Bob is assigned to 50 companies. If you select one of these options, it'll basically subscribe Bob to the notifications for his companies only. So if we selected notify employee when the credit status changes, basically if any one of Bob's companies credit status changes, then Bob will get notified by email. So I'm going to select that one, and I'm not going to choose the job expiration, but I will also choose the order notification as well, which basically means that when one of Bob's customers places an order on the website, then Bob will get notified that they did place an order. Alright, so I've configured how I want the system to auto-assign employees to companies. Just save my selection here, and there is one additional step that we'll need to make sure we do before we turn on the auto assignment to run every day. If you remember, if we go to the employee screen, here is all of your employees, basically your employee logins that they would use to sign into the Codeiros operations portal here. And then here is the companies that you're wanting to auto-assign to the employees. As you already know, we can view the outside sales rep code and the inside sales rep code on these companies. So for example, I could just show it here. If we select inside rep and outside rep, you can see that the inside rep and outside rep is shown here. The step that we need to do for the employees is to tag each employee with their rep code, and that is what the Codeiros system will use to determine whether an employee is an outside rep or an inside rep of the company. So if we could take julie@codeiros.com here, and if we go into the details, what we're going to do is set the outside rep code for Julie, and we're going to set that in the external ID field here. So Julie's sales rep code is KD, so I'm going to enter that. And now when the Codeiros system automatically assigns employees to the companies, basically what is going to happen is the system will say, here's the outside sales rep code for Julie, it's KD, and it will assign Julie to all the companies that have KD as the outside sales rep code. So basically, to wrap things up, this external ID will hold the sales rep code for this employee, and that is the link that establishes the employee to what company they're going to be assigned to. So I just showed how you can set the sales rep code manually on the detail screen. You can also bulk edit the sales rep codes through the spreadsheet here. So I'm on the data tab of the employees, and we could show the external ID column here, and you could fill these out. For example, we could set Jamie Lee here to GJ, and so that is his sales rep code, and so on and so forth. You can use this just like a spreadsheet to edit as well. The other way you can assign the external ID is to import and export. So if you are importing all of your employee accounts, let's say you're creating them for the first time, you can import your employees, and just if you include the external ID column here in your sheet, you could import the external IDs with all the rest of your employee information as well. And of course, you can also import the external ID column just by itself as well if you simply want to update all the external IDs on your employees. Alright, so I'm going to stick with my two examples here. Julie has a sales rep code of KD, and Jamie has a sales rep code of GJ. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to our employee auto assignment screen, and we're going to change this to yes, and click save. And now the system will automatically do the assignment and unassignment of employees to companies each day. But we can also manually trigger the auto assignment if we don't want to wait till the next day to see what it does. So let's go ahead and choose the assign button. And it's just going to confirm that you actually want to go ahead and proceed with the automatic assignment based on the configuration that you have set. And just as a note here, make sure you saved your changes as well before you click the assign, so it uses the configuration that you have set. And we're just going to choose confirm. And it will tell you that the assignment has successfully been started. You will receive an email once the auto assignment has finished, at which point you can go check and see what it has done. Alright, it's been a minute or so, and let's check the company's screen to see what happened. So if we remember, Julie had an outside sales rep code of KD, so therefore she should have been assigned these two companies whose outside rep is Julie. So let's click into the details, and as you can see in the assignees section here, Julie was auto-assigned, and therefore she is assigned and she will receive the notifications that we set on the config screen for this company, Capital Interiors. We could also check the other company. So this is the other company here for Presidents. She was auto-assigned here. Note there was somebody else already assigned that was assigned manually, and now Julia is also assigned by the system as well. Let's just check Jamie. Jamie was supposed to have been assigned to GJ, and he was assigned here as well. One thing to note, in addition to filtering by outside sales rep code here on the grid to find companies, you will also notice that you can now filter by the assignees as well. So if we just choose the assignee names column here, you can see that the assignees are assigned through the automated process, and you or Jamie or Julie can go ahead and if they want to view all the companies that they are assigned to, they could go ahead and use the filter here to just see the companies that they are managing. That about covers the automated assignment process. As I mentioned before, you can leverage employee assignments to do different workflows. Maybe you want to restrict Jamie from only seeing his 3 companies here, and you don't want him to see companies that are assigned to anybody else, for example. We do have workflows for that, and I'll link the video where you can see how that works and how you can configure that. And again, Jamie can also subscribe to receive notifications for his companies only, and therefore he would only get notifications for companies that he's interested in, things like that. So it's pretty powerful, but that about covers it. Thanks.